Hello students, now we are going to start our second chapter in class 11th journal OOP concept. This chapter is just a revision of your 9th and 10th. You all have gone through with this journal OOP concept in the class 9th and 10th. Just it is a revision for you all. Now, first we will know how the software was evaluated. When into evaluation of software, we have two types of languages in that. First is a low level language and second is a high level language. Previously all computer languages were in the low level language. It means that machine language and assembly language are machine oriented and required extensive knowledge of computer security. Machine language, in which instructions are written in the binary code, is the only language the computer can execute directly. In previously we used the assembly language, in which instructions are written using symbolic names or machine operations. We can say take examples like read, add, store, let, then. These type of words were used for in the assembly language, and operands make programming less tedious than machine language programming. However, the machine language program is then converted into machine language using assembler software. In that we have to use the software which was known as assembler. Now the presently we are studying that is a high level language. In the high level language, on other hand, we can say it offers English keywords and construct a sequence selection or decision or iteration looping and use of variables and constants. In this we use functions. It is very easy to program with such language compared to the low level language. A programming language should serve two related purposes. It depends upon the two related purposes. The first purpose is it should provide a vehicle for the programmer to specify actions to be executed, and second is it should provide a set of concepts for the programmer to use when thinking about what can be done. See, programming language is divided into two parts. First is high level language and low level language. Presently we do our program in a high level language. Now, object oriented programming. What is object oriented programming? Which allows the data to be applied within a stipulated program. It provides the reusability features to develop productive logic, which means to give more emphasis on data. In this object oriented programming, it gives stress on data rather than functions. We may first we take our data, then we do our functions. See here with the diagram we have shown here: data, object A, data function, object B, data function, object C. All are correlated. All data are correlated with the functions. Now, what are the features of object oriented programming? See, first feature is that it gives stress on data items rather than functions. It makes a complete program by dividing into number of objects. See here, number of objects have been divided: object A, object B, and object C. It makes object A is a complete program, object B a complete program, object C is a complete program. But through the function, both the three objects are correlated with each other. The objects can be used as a bridge to have data flow from one function to another. This has been shown in this diagram. See it? You can easily modify data and functions as per requirement. In this, modification is very easy. Now, what are the basic concepts of OOP? There are 5 basic concepts of OOP. Now, we will see that the first is our data abstraction, second, data encapsulation, third, modularity, fourth, inheritance, and fifth one is polymorphism. You all have gone through with these in your class 10th. Now, what is data abstraction? Abstraction, we must in the class 10th you all have learned about definition about that. Abstraction refers as an act of representing essential features without including background details. It means when we use essential features without saying that what is the background details, that is known as are data abstractions. For example, we can take if we have car, in order to drive it, you are only aware of some essential features of the car such as steering, accelerator, clutch, brake, gear. We don't know about the machinery, what is going on under the car in the car and which makes to work these all things, but just only know we may know steering, accelerator, clutch, extra, and we do function with that only. And how it is related with the your object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, abstraction is the absolute property of a class. The class encapsulates the data item and the functions to promote abstraction. The data members are accessed only through the related functions. Since a class uses the property of data abstraction, it is also known as abstract data type. See, with the diagram it has been shown here. Go through it with. Now we will see encapsulation. The second topic is our encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Generally, we know the data binding is known as encapsulation. In object-oriented programming, data cannot move freely from function to function. They are kept in corresponding classes in such a way that they will not be accessible to the outside world except by using them through the related functions. Only functions can use them. Such insulation of data which cannot be accessed directly outside class premises, although they are available in the same program, is known as data hiding. See, this is the diagram of your data and function. The system of wrapping data and function in a single unit. We can appropriate definition of encapsulation. We can say that wrapping up of data and function is in a single unit is known as in encapsulation. Okay, see, this is a diagram. Go through it with your diagram. Now inheritance. Generally you all have heard this term in your biology subject in 9th and 10th. In computer you have learned about a definition, but in now in 11th and 12th, in 11th you are going to do the programming of this word also, inheritance. What is the inheritance? The in literal meaning we can say that inheritance is acquired characteristics. You would have studied that the characteristics are transferred to the children from their parents. Similarly, inheritance, an object of a class acquires some property from objects of the another class. In a single line, we can say that inheritance is the process by which objects of one class can link and share from common properties of object from another class. See, it has been shown through the help of diagrams. See, it is a wall area, volume, two dimension, three dimension attributes, cube attribute, circle, rectangle, cube attributes. Okay, go through with the diagram. Now, last one, now polymorphism. The polymorphism, it also means available in many forms. Okay, see, it is a most important concept of OOP. Any operation exhibits different behavior and instances. The behavior depends upon the type of data used in operation. Suppose you have developed a function to perform the addition, then it will find the sum of two numbers passed to the function. In case the passed argument are string, then the function will produce a concatenated string, means joined string. With the add we can add two integers also, and we can add two strings also. Then with one function we can do two operations, that is known as polymorphism. See, here in the example it has been shown that static graph, it can be a pie graph also, it can be a bar graph, it can be a histogram also. Okay, now in a single line what we can say about polymorphism, that it is the process of using a function for more than one purpose. It allows to use the different internal structure of the object by keeping the same external interface. Now, what are the benefits of use of OOPS? How can we can take a benefits from the OOPS? See, first is you can extend the use of existing class through inheritance. Second, using the concept of data hiding can generate a secured program. Third, multiple instances of object can be generated to coexist without any interference. Fourth one, you can create different modules in your project through objects. It is highly beneficial to solve complex problems. It is easy to modify and maintain software complexity. Now these are the questions which you have to note down in your class register. First, you will note down all the notes given in the PPT. First, listen clearly that you all have to note down your all the notes, whatever are in the PPT in the slides, you have to note in your class register. Then do this, attempt these all questions. Okay, I'll send more questions on this chapter.